Hey there. So many of y'all have been asking about what I've been doing lately, and I've been meaning to record this, and I'm going to keep it as short as possible. But I wanted to share with everyone a kind of a quick update and let you know what's going on and how I got here. And so, just the quick the short version of this is kind of back in the middle of August. I was watching something and I heard this young man teaching, and he was talking about if you seek God with all of your heart, and those of you who are Christians, you're familiar with that verse, and he went on to explain. He said, "Listen, it doesn't mean that when you're at church on Sunday, you're like, here I am, God, I'm seeking you with all of my heart." He said it means, are you still seeking Him on Monday? And are you still seeking Him on Tuesday? And that word, I just couldn't escape it. It just kept coming up to me, and I kept thinking about it. And the next day after I heard that, it was one of those moments where God spoke to me just as clear as I'm speaking to you right now. And He said to me, He said, "Chris, you've never sought me with all of your heart." Now, listen, I've been a Christian for 24 years. So I was like, God, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? What? And, and then he went on to say, he said, "Do you trust me with your job?" And I was like, God, that's mine. Like I've done that. It's everything I've done. Like my hard work had earned that. Like I'm the one who would climb the ladder. I'm the one who put in the hours. Like, do you hear the arrogance in that statement? And I was like, no, I don't. I don't trust you in that area. And so God was like, okay, I want you to put it on the altar. And I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be like some Abraham and Isaac type thing, right? Where like I'm gonna put it down and it's gonna look like it's gonna go away, but in reality, it's not. Like, okay, God, I'll do that. And so the next day I go to church and I go and I'm repenting for my arrogance and for not trusting God and with my whole heart. And in my mind, I took my job and I put it on the altar. And then right after that, something happened that I wasn't expecting, and that is God just filled me with this overwhelming sense of His peace. And somehow I knew like everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna work out. And I wasn't expecting that. Fast forward about 3 weeks later, uh, I I was let go. I was let go from my job. And yes, obviously that was it was a bit of a surprise, but if I'm real honest, it really wasn't. Like, like deep down, like I knew that something was about to happen because God had been preparing me for this. God had prepared our family for this. And so it didn't take us totally by surprise. And as a matter of fact, like in a situation like that, like most people would probably be rather distraught and upset and maybe even angry or whatever. I didn't have any of that. Like I had this total peace from God that everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to work out. And I was talking to someone here recently, and they were asking about everything that happened, and I said, listen, I said, this is my perspective on what happened. I don't think for half a second it was my leader who made that decision. As a matter of fact, I don't believe it was anybody in the company who made that decision. I believe it was divinely orchestrated by God. And I mean that with the most reverence. I don't have any animosity in my heart towards my previous employer or towards God. Either way, I still at this moment have 100% peace and trust in what he's doing. And so after they let me go, I knew what I wanted to do. You see, because for a long time I had been spending all of my early mornings and all of my evenings preparing for this very moment. That I knew deep down that God had deposited something within me, and I needed to get it out. But if you know what I mean, like sometimes we get into that comfort zone, and it's comfortable getting that paycheck, isn't it? It's comfortable being in that familiar environment. But it takes courage to launch out. It takes courage to take that step of faith, not knowing how it's all going to work out, not knowing if you're going to succeed or fail, or how many times you're going to fail before you have any level of success. And so as I sat down and I began to kind of think about what is it that I want to do? What is it that I want for this next chapter of my life? And I knew now is the time. This is that moment. And so that's when I said, I'm going to go all in, because earlier this year I'd started my own business. But the reality was I'd never had any time to work on it because I was so busy with my full-time job. And now I'm going all in. And so I've started my own coaching business, and I'm doing high performance coaching. I'm helping people learn how to, reconnect with their dreams, just like I did, and to have the courage to go after that, no matter what it is. It doesn't mean that you leave your corporate job. Maybe it's you want to advance within. I know how to do that. And at the same time, maybe if you're wanting to transition out, now I know how to do that too. And so I'm working with leaders and helping them kind of pull that greatness from within and move to higher levels. And so I'm so excited about this opportunity. I'm so excited about everything that God is doing in our lives. And I'll tell you in a future video, there have been so many unexpected blessings that have come forth from this. And so I told you I'd keep it short, and I will, but I just wanted to give everybody a quick update. I've been meaning to record this for some time now and just let everybody know this is what's going on. This is kind of what happened, and this is what I'm doing now. And so I hope to, be able to connect with more of you on a personal basis, and just see how I can come alongside and help serve you and whatever that might look like. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be seeing you soon on another video. Be blessed.